I'm like really hot right now. What is going on? Why did I wear a white sweater today? Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie and today we are doing a full face of makeup that I bought from Amazon. I literally have an entire face of makeup products and brushes all from Amazon. I bought two foundations. First one is Divine. It's a stick foundation and there's like literally no writing on this bottle. There's 0.35 ounces or 10 grams in this. This was only $12 and it is said to be a full coverage stick foundation. The other one that I got, which I was like, what the hell is this when I opened it? Okay, so this is the Vichy stick foundation. I'm probably saying that wrong, but this is the box, and as you can see, it is extremely tiny. Do you see how little this is? Like, let's just compare the two of these. Okay, this one you only get 4.5 grams and it was $30, I believe, and this one was 12 and you get 10 grams. So this is absolutely unbelievable. Like, I can imagine that unless this is extreme full coverage, I would go through this product pretty quickly. I think I'm gonna use this foundation. Oh wait, what am I doing? We have to put primer on first. Okay, so the primer that I got is the Innisfree No-Sebum Blur Primer, and I'm sure I'm saying this wrong. I think this brand is on Ulta's website as well. This is made in Korea. You get 25 mils, and I believe this was really affordable, like $10 maybe. I'll have all the prices down below in the description box next to all the products that I use. So let's just see. Oh, okay, so this looks really similar as far as the color of it to the Professional primer. I have used that one and I love it. It is one of the best primers to help blur your skin. So I'm gonna get right up in here and hopefully you guys can see my pores. I'm only going to apply this to one half of my face just so we can see if this helps with the longevity of our makeup or not, and then we can really see if it does blur the pores. I always do this when I'm trying a new primer. I don't even have a mirror in here. What the hell am I doing with my life? And oh, it feels quite thick. It doesn't seem like the color is really translating on the skin at all, so that is nice. This is a little more difficult to blend out than the Professional is. I find the Professional isn't quite as thick as this one is. Okay, so immediately I am not seeing much of a difference in the size of my pores. Okay, so now we will go in with our foundation, and like I said, I'm going to be using the Divine Stick Foundation. The brush that I'm going to use today is the AOA Studio High Def brush. These are not for sale on Amazon, but the exact same brush set that is sold on Shop Miss A is sold on Amazon, but under different brand names. So this is what my skin looks like after blending out the first layer, and I don't think that this has full coverage at all. I mean, you can see that a lot of my redness is still showing on this side of my face. Everything blended out much easier on the non-prime side. You can see that it's still not even like completely blended out on the primed side, and I don't know if maybe this particular primer isn't great for a stick foundation, but it's just not blending super well. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to build this up and see if we can get to full coverage. So after adding another layer, I still don't think it is quite full coverage. I'd say we got a pretty high medium. I do feel like this foundation is kind of just sitting on top of my skin. It's not emphasizing my dry patches, but it's just sitting on it a little weird. It is settling into the lines on my forehead just a little bit. The concealer I'm going to use today is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I have the shade Fair 1. It does feel kind of thick when you're applying it, but it blends out pretty well, and I don't find that it looks or feels heavy or cakey. Okay, so let's just blend that out, and I'm using the Aesthetica sponge. I love this sponge. It is literally my favorite. This concealer has really good coverage, but I do not think that it is full. I have two different loose powders that I'm gonna try today, and this is the Skinfood Peach Shake Finishing Powder, and I also have Blur Powder. This one has the same scent as the primer. It's like it kind of smells like natural. I don't know what it is. It says it's got Jeju natural mineral and natural originated mint. So yeah, it is kind of like a minty smell. So this has a little bit of color to it. So I think I'm just gonna use this on the outer perimeters of my face. And then I'm gonna use this Skinfood Peach Shake one on my under eyes and the inner parts of my face. Do you see all that powder just flying up? This is very finely milled, and it kind of smells like peaches. So I think that's why it's called peach powder or whatever, peach shake. So you can definitely smell the peach smell as you're applying it, but after blending it in, I don't smell it anymore. I did not use a lot of powder, and that's definitely kind of like emphasizing the lines on my under eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with the other powder on the rest of my face. I do think that that is doing a little bit of blurring. Yeah, I don't think it's super revolutionary in the smoothing department, So now that I have the powders on, I am not crazy about how my skin is looking. I think most of it is from the foundation. If you can see, I hope this focuses. I look very dry and very strange in this area. And it seems like after putting the powder products on that I lost some of the coverage. I think we're gonna go ahead and do eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow palette that I got is from the brand Lash. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I thought this looked really similar to the Morphe 35O palette, which I do not own, by the way. It has a very strong, chemically, like, not nice smell. So that's kind of sketchy. I have a little 12-piece set of eye brushes that I'm going to use today. First, I'm gonna go in with this white shade right here, and I am going to apply that to my entire lid using one of the brushes. I don't like that too much. I think I'm gonna go in with this little shade in my crease. The chemical scent I can definitely smell as I am blending these on my eye. All of these brushes are really soft, so I really like that. Okay, next shade that we're gonna go into in the crease, I think we'll do this darker brown right here. It seemed like that shade wasn't quite as powdery. Next, I'm gonna go in with this kind of like brick red shade. I do have to say that these are pretty pigmented. I mean, I don't know if you just saw that. I didn't even pick up that much product. This I am putting in the crease, but I am going to apply it on most of my lid except for maybe avoiding the inner part of my eye for the most part. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of a fluffier brush, and I'm going to go into this lighter like orangey neon type shade, and I'm going to apply that a little higher up above my crease. Okay, that's really pigmented. Oh my gosh. Seems like the shades are kind of just blending into each other because I'm not seeing any of that brown. I'm only seeing that like reddish shade that I used. So yeah, these are not great quality at all. I spent like $15 or $16 on this palette, so I mean, it just makes more sense to just go ahead and spend the extra little bit of money to get the actual Morphe palette if you want shades that are like this. These shadows seriously just blend away. They're just gone. It's pretty, it's nothing special. This shimmery shade in particular is extremely powdery. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of setting spray and a more flat brush. So that didn't seem to intensify it really at all. I honestly don't want to go in and add anything else because it's just going to get a little crazy. I'd have to say overall, don't get this palette. The eyeliner that I got is the QI Best Waterproof Eyeliner. The packaging is so cute. I'm really scared. I cannot do a wing for shit. Alright. Oh my god. So I actually ended up with a pretty decent wing. It's not the prettiest one I'm sure you've ever seen, but I do have to say that this isn't extremely liquidy. I'm like really hot right now. What's going on? It's not like super duper black, and it didn't apply super well over top of the eyeshadow, but it's not bad. I seriously paid like $1.18 for this or something. So now we have to do the other eye, and that's the true test, because usually I can do an okay job on the one eye, but once I go on the other, it's just not good. So pray for me, okay? Pray for me. I'm literally sweating. That was so nerve-wracking. Okay, so we got a decent wing. God, the lighting looks so bad. I'm really sorry, you guys. I think next we'll go in and do the brows, and I have the Innisfree Auto Eyebrow Pencil, and this is in the shade. What shade are you? Oh, you're in Japanese, so I don't know. I have used this before, and I don't mind it, but honestly, it's not that great. It is kind of one of those that it was angled when I first got it, so it's like skinnier one way and wider the other, and it was angled kind of like the newer Anastasia brow product, but it's a little too thick for me. I can make it work for sure, but it is just a little thick. This is also extremely cool toned. It is nice that this product is a spoolie, but it's not, it's too like gentle and flimsy to really do much for like brushing your eyebrows in the direction you want them to go. I mean, it brushes them out a little bit, but I just like a little bit of a stiffer spoolie, I guess I'm trying to say. So I'm going to apply these and I'll be right back. Or maybe I'll show you. I don't know. It depends on if I'm in focus and how this goes. Quit trying to play me, camera. Next, we're going to go on with mascara, and this is the Etude House Dr. Mascara Fixer. This is supposed to help lengthen and curl your lashes. It's in a weird little like squeezy tube. This is so strange. There is seriously fibers in here. And I don't know if that will pick up on camera, but do you see those little fibers on the tip of this? So I'm assuming that that is how it helps to lengthen your lashes. I don't know how this is gonna work because it looks clear aside from the fibers being in it. Obviously I'm gonna have to go on with another mascara over top of it just because it's not black. But I think that's kind of cool how you do see the length. So I'm gonna go get a black mascara. I'm not sure what's going on. My camera keeps shutting off and I did run out of memory, so I had to import some of that footage onto my computer. So I went ahead and finished my mascara and I applied some lashes. I got 2 different sets of lashes here and I got these and also these. So the lashes aren't even in there, what the hell. This is the pair that I'm wearing today. I really love these lashes. I think they are so beautiful and thick and voluminous and long. That is pretty much the style that I like in a lash. And then these I have worn before and I like them. I mean, they're nice and wispy, but these are way more cheapy than the other ones. Every single pair in here, every single pair in here is supposed to be the same, but I find that they do differ in length. If I was going to recommend one of these 2, I would definitely recommend these. The band on these that I have on is definitely very thick, and I don't know if that's even going to translate on camera or not, but the thicker bands are a little easier for me to apply, but they're definitely a little more uncomfortable. But these are super cheap lashes. I'm sure that car is always speeding by my house. I'm sure if I got more expensive ones that had a thicker band, they probably would be more comfortable than this. I don't know. I'm not super experienced with applying and wearing lashes, so I don't know. I honestly think my skin looks absolutely horrible. I'm having some major settling in the creases of my forehead and I look very dry and I do not have dry skin. So I think what I'm going to do is remove this foundation and I'm going to try the other ones. This is the unprimed side, so we're gonna start here. So really decent coverage. I have pretty much full coverage on this side, so now we'll go ahead and blend on the primed side. So I don't think that this primer is great with stick foundations or like cream products because it definitely blended better on the unprimed side, but I'm gonna just try to build this up to get some better coverage. And I'm also gonna go grab a more like round brush because that's typically better with cream products. So I still don't really have complete full coverage on this side. I don't want to build it up anymore because I've put quite a bit on this particular area right here, that 3 layers to be exact. I also am not really able to get any coverage on my nose, so I'm gonna have to use my concealer for that. Overall, I would have to give 2 thumbs down for both of these foundation sticks. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my concealer and powder, and then I'll come back and we can do bronzer and highlight and all of that. Honestly, right now I look really cakey. I do not like the way my skin looks. I don't even want to say that it's the powders that I use because I don't know. I will have to try those with a different foundation altogether because I don't like this foundation at all. I don't think I would recommend this foundation or the other one to anybody. They're really bad. Now we're going to go in with some bronzer. The bronzer that I have is in this LA Girl palette, and there's a couple different shades. I don't even remember what they are. There's no name on this, but this is just the one that I got because the highlight looked the lightest compared to the other ones. You do get this weird like little mirror in here, but whatever. I am going to use one of these brushes to apply the bronzer to my skin. So this is what the bronzer looks like after building it up quite a bit. I don't hate it, but I don't really love it, and I don't think I would recommend this palette as a whole. The highlighter in here I'm not going to be using today, but it's very chalky and dry. You don't get a lot of payoff, and when you swatch it, you like can barely see it on the skin. It's just a really like, you can, I guess it's picking up on camera, you can see it. It has like a gold reflect to it, but I really can't stand this highlighter and I think it's horrible. The blushes, I don't know because I haven't used. They feel like they might be okay, but that's the 2 of them. The blush we're going to use is the Aesthetica blush. This is in the shade Climax, and this is supposed to be a dupe for the NARS Orgasm blush. This blush is not like super pigmented, but I don't mind that. This is like me building it up for the 3rd time. It's giving a nice natural flush, and if you like blushes that have a luminosity to them, you will definitely like this. It is extremely similar, if not just dead on, to the NARS Orgasm blush. Alright, so now we're going to move on into the highlight. I have 2 different highlights here, and one of them is one that I had never heard of, and this is the iMagic Professional Cosmetics highlighter, and this is in the shade 02. Mine came completely shattered, and a lot of the reviews said that they came shattered, and I was really bummed because when I swatched this, I was like, in awe at how absolutely stunning it is. So maybe I'll have to try to repress this. I will leave the page linked down below where I got this highlighter. It was pressed exactly like the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighters. This was only like $4, and this is it swatched. I was really shocked when I swatched it. This is me after swatching it on my hand or my arm. It's really, really beautiful. Reflects the light really beautifully. I'm bummed that it came shattered, but I'll have to try to repress it and see what happens. Oh, wow. Okay. Do you see that, you guys? I don't know how that couldn't be picking up on camera. The other highlighter that I have is by Sleek Makeup, and I'm sure you've heard of this. Jaclyn Hill raved about it, and it just went freaking viral. This is their highlighting palette in the shade Solstice. I love this. I've already used it. It definitely looks a little intimidating in the pan. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of every shade in this palette. This is a very extreme highlight. If you don't like an intense highlight, you will not like this palette. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, this definitely is a more like yellow toned highlight, whereas you can see kind of that purplish look on this side. I'm just really stunned by this one, you guys, but I still would recommend this highlighter. It was in my best highlighters under $20. So I have a couple different lip products, and they're all by Aesthetica. I have all 5 shades. I'm just gonna go with the nude one. So that is what the lip looks like. This is in the shade Afterglow. I really love the formula of these liquid lipsticks. They're so different than what I've ever tried before. They feel very moussey, but like liquidy enough that they apply super easily, and they feel very light on the lips. They're very pigmented. You do not have to dip the wand back in a second time to do your entire mouth. I think this is a really great nude, especially if you have very fair skin and you struggle finding a nude that doesn't pull super dark on your skin. I personally have never been able to find this perfect nude, and now I have. I almost forgot, we also have to set the face. So I'm going in with the TONYMOLY Pocket Bunny Facial Mist, and this is to set your makeup. This is the Sleek Mist. There is one for oily skin and for dry skin. This is the one for oily skin. So I like the mist on this. I did have to get it pretty close to my face. That's just because it doesn't like shoot at you, and so I can kind of appreciate that. The mist is very fine and it shoots out very wide. So I really like the mist on this. It didn't have like super heavy droplets. I do feel like it made my skin look even more matte, and maybe that's because it is for oily skin. So now that we're done applying everything, I want to just give you my final thoughts. I'm definitely going to try to return both of these. These are horrible. I can't see them really working on anyone unless you have very perfect and amazing skin. Even then, they just did not blend well over primer or without primer. They sat really weird on the skin. They like didn't really melt into your skin at all. They just kind of sat on top of it, and you could just see the look of that. I do not have dry skin, and it was like making my skin look very dry. I'm sure you could see in the video, hopefully, that the first one that I applied was looking very dry and weird on my skin. Same with this one. It was much more creamy, and it didn't look as horrible as this one did. But the other thing that I did not like was the LA Girl Glow palette, and this is super affordable, but it's just not good. Even if you're on a budget, it's still not worth it to buy this palette. And the other thing that I cannot stand that I used was this Delange palette. The weird plasticky, like chemically smell is pretty overwhelming in this. It's really close to the Morphe 35.0 price point, so for that reason, I might as well just get the actual Morphe 35.0. So I do not recommend that eye palette to you at all. Two things that I'm still not sure about are the 2 loose powders that I used. Because I really don't like those stick foundations that I use, I don't want to judge these powders quite yet, but as of now, I'm not blown away by them. They did have some smoothing properties to them. This one, I think, is going to add quite a bit of color to your skin, so if you are very fair, you're not going to like this one. The primer, still not sure about. I'm gonna have to keep trying it. I did notice that it seemed like it blurred my pores out a little bit. I have to keep using that and update you later on. The eyeliner that I used, I really did like it. I found it pretty easy to do a wing with it. It's not as black as I would like, but I like that the tip of it is pretty stiff, so I just find it to be easier to use that way. You know, I don't really like those really flimsy like brush tip eyeliners. The mascara that I used, not so much. I mean, I can appreciate that they were trying to do something different, I guess, but if you want something that's going to help lengthen your lashes, then just get the Wet n Wild like 2-step fiber lash system that they have for like $5. This was also $5 and something. The Aesthetica Climax blush I really, really love. As you could see, it is extremely similar, if not just like dead on, to the NARS Orgasm blush, so I would definitely recommend you getting this one over the Orgasm one, especially if you're on a budget. The concealer, I really like this concealer. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I wish that it was a little more liquidy, but it has pretty decent coverage. It builds really nicely. I don't think I can get it to like absolute full coverage. The highlighters I love. I would recommend either one of these. This one is $19.99, but you do get 4 highlighters, 1 cream, and 3 powders. The other highlighter though, I really love this. I think this is going to be beautiful on many skin tones, and I love that it gives you that like wet look on your cheek. I actually do prefer this over the sleek one. A lot of the reviews were saying that theirs came shattered as well, so I mean, just keep that in mind if you do end up ordering it. The setting spray, I'm not sure about. I will have to let you know in the description box what I think about this as well. Like I said earlier, I do think that it made me look a little more matte, which I like. I mean, obviously, if it's going to control oil, then I mean, it makes sense that it would make you look matte when you first spray it on. And the liquid lipstick, absolutely love. I am going to do a full swatch video on all of the shades. And then the brushes, I am obsessed with these brushes in particular. They're so freaking amazing. I would highly recommend them to you if you are looking for a really big like powder brush, or if you like big brushes like this to apply your bronzer, which is what I like these for, then they're just so amazing. As for these brushes right here, I'm not quite sure. I thought I really liked them when I first got them, but I've just got to try to find what I like to use them for most. The eyeshadow brushes that I got are just okay. That's pretty much all I have to say about them. I mean, you get a nice variety of things. Like there's quite a few crease brushes in here, and you get, you know, a couple that are more flat, and then you get some that are really nice and precise. Like this you could use to blend along the lower lash line, and then this you could use to carve out under your eyebrow, which I've done it before. You get a nice like angled brush, which you could maybe use for eyeliner. I think that they're really decent quality for the price for sure. This eyebrow pencil is really decent for the price. It glides on really nicely. It's not too overly creamy, so I mean, I don't mind it. If you're on a budget, it's okay. It is definitely like the cheapest eyebrow pencil I think I've ever found, so for that reason I guess I would recommend it if you're on a budget, but it's definitely not my favorite one at all. You're also not going to be able to get those hair-like strokes at the front of your brow if that's what you're looking for, so just keep that in mind. And then the last thing I believe is this brush that I use to highlight with, and I really like this. You like to have a really precise highlight, and I think you'll like this, and it was only like $4 I think. I guess that's going to wrap up today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. I just thought it was something really fun and different to do. There were definitely some pretty serious fails in this video, but you know, for everything being super affordable, I think it was a pretty good turnout overall. I will make sure to update all of you guys in the description box with everything that I have updated thoughts on, and I'll make sure to kind of like star items that I would recommend in case you forget. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button if you want to be notified every time that I upload a new video. I do upload 3 times a week, and today in particular I did upload 2 videos. So I do lots of dupe videos. I do a ton of reviews. I don't typically do tutorials, so you know, if you like that, I'm sorry, I don't really do that a lot here, but I definitely bring you really great reviews on high-end products and affordable products. So if you like stuff like that, then definitely subscribe. I hope to see you in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.